Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Dungeon Explorer for the TurboGrafx 16, and, well, you've seen the story for this game. Now you get to see the base stats for all these characters you can play as. You can play as a fighter, you can play as a gnome, you can play as an elf, you can play as a wizard, a thief. There are 8 character classes to start off with in the game. I'm going to be playing as the fighter. And this is a rather interesting little game that I've seen for the TurboGrafx 16/PC engine. At the time of this recording, I had seen this game be played by Nakatalili and a couple of his friends the previous summer, and what a summer it was. And you can tell this is a pretty interesting game. By reading these stats, you can see, after you see the story, you can see the base stats of your characters, what they attack with, what their white magic is, what their black magic is. It's pretty much like Gauntlet, if you've never heard of that game. Well, if you've heard of that game, you pretty much know it's kind of like Gauntlet, but if you don't know what Gauntlet is, this is basically a top-down game, kind of like Zelda, where you run around, you throw projectiles at enemies, you use magic, and you also kind of have a little bit of an RPG element where you can build your character's stats up. So you can make your attack stronger, you can make your magic better, you can make your attacks faster, you can make your character faster. Also, I can kind of understand why they spelled gnome with a K, because the English language. But you still have to admit that's a pretty weird spelling for gnome. Here's the game in action in demo mode. You can have up to 5 characters on the screen at any one given time, assuming that you have the corresponding accessories for your TurboGrafx 16. I mean, Bomberman wasn't the only multiplayer game in town for the system. Dungeon Explorer allowed you to play with 5 people at once. And, of course, we have stereo sound, as signified in the lower left-hand corner. Well, as was signified in the lower left-hand corner. Let's go ahead and press the run button, because that's the equivalent of the start button for this game. And we get this nice little introductory cutscene where some of the people you can choose to play as look across this land. And it's a rather big land. And then you show up right here at the tavern. This is where you always start the game. And basically, you press the start button, and you hold it down for how many characters you want to play with. So if you want 2 players, you hold it down until the message box at the bottom says 2 players. If you want 3, you wait for it to say 3 players. Basically, you have to wait for the word OK to appear a certain amount of times on the screen as you hold the start button. And if you get like 3 OKs, you get 3 players, you get 4 OKs, you get 4 players, and so on and so forth. I'm just going to be playing solo. And you can start with a password if you want, but we're starting this from scratch. So I'm going to choose member with the run button, or rather, button 1. And you have the fighter, you have the thief, you have the warlock, you have the witch, you have the bard, you have the bishop, you have the elf, you have the gnome. I'm going to play with the fighter because that's what I played my initial tryout run of the game with. I need to press button 1 to accept, not button 2 to back out. And here you go, we are the fighter. Now, if you were playing with at least 2 players, I think, you'll have your status there on the bottom center. If you press the run button, you can switch between the password, the status, and the level. You have a 10-digit password consisting of letters. So in case you need to keep track of your progress, you can just pause at any time with the run button and select password, and you can copy down this easy-to-read password. You can also check out your stats. Your agility indicates how fast your character moves. Your attack indicates how fast your attack goes. Your strength indicates how powerful your attacks are, and intelligence indicates how good your magic is. You have white magic and you have black magic, and what your white and black magic charges do depends on which class of character you've chosen. I know what my black magic does, just from using it a couple times. It basically makes me stronger for a limited amount of time. And I'm pretty sure that my white magic will allow me to have greater defense for a certain amount of time. And there's a tavern right there to the north of us. If we are ever hurt, we can go down there. It acts like the inn. And it's absolutely free. There is no such thing as currency in this game. And by going into houses, we can talk to people. You only talk to people by going into houses. There is no button to press. You don't press button 1 or button 2 to talk to people. You just go in, and then you wait for the text to go fill up the message box at the bottom of the screen. The king anxiously awaits you. Go to Axe's castle and meet him in the rear room. We will do that. Also, I should go through my controls. I've already shown off the run button and the options you can use. You just press button 1 to confirm, and then you can press button B or pause to back out, though I recommend pressing start to back out of the pause menu, because if you press button 2, you do your attack. Speaking of attack, that's how you attack. You attack with button 2. You hold it down. You cannot run and attack while moving at the same time. You cannot attack while move at the same time. However, you can hold the button down and move your thumb across a control pad, so that way you can aim your attacks in one of 8 directions. Button 1 lets you use your attack, use your magic, not your attack, your magic. You select between the white magic and the black magic with the select button, and you can tell just by the lower left-hand corner that shows how much HP I have, as well as how many charges of each kind of magic I have. You can kind of see that red arrow pointing downwards, which shows which one I have selected, and from there I can press button 1, assuming I have the charges for it. So button 2 is attack, button 1 is magic, control lad lets you move around, select lets you switch between your charges, and pause lets you pause the game and see your password, your status, and your current level. Let's go ahead and go into other houses. Our country's ancient book tells us of a colored crystal. Use it to increase power. We will definitely do that. There are many treasures hidden among the enemy. Use them to help you fight. We will be doing that too. Are there any more places that we can go? There's a tavern. We don't need to go there for anything. Not yet, at least. We may. The devil himself is Natas. He looks for the ORA. Death will follow if he finds it. So we gotta find the ORA Stone, which controls the will of the people, before Natas does. Natas is actually, obviously, Satan. The king seems different since the devil appeared. He always worries about Odessia. I mean, I would be too if all of Natas's forces was taking over all the dungeons, and you can't talk to the guards, so don't even bother. Now, if you go to either of the side rooms, you won't be able to go south from here yet. That won't be until a little later. But if you go north from here, and you have more than one player, you can do a little multiplayer battle. You can all put your passwords in for your characters, and then you can play as your characters that you've built up, and then you can see who is the best by basically fighting each other, much like you fight the monsters in this game. I've never played the multiplayer mode because I've only played it one player ever, but this is pretty cool. And we go through the other side door, we just get the same thing, just mirrored. So let's just go ahead and go to the center room, go up the stairs, we'll talk to the king. Welcome, brave one. I've waited a long time for you. Your mission awaits you. And if you press button 2, you'll get all the text at once. But if you press button 1, the text scrolls normally. You know of the magic ORA Stone. Anyone who obtains the stone will have the power to rule the world. You must find the ORA Stone and bring it back to me. However, if the devil finds the stone first, he will wreak havoc on us all. Go to the lock dungeon in the south of the castle. My man Judas is waiting there for you. Before you go, here is some special magic that you will need to fight the enemy. And by talking to King, not only are we told where we need to go next, which is a very good thing in case we power off and need to go all the way back to where we last left off, because we always start in the tavern on a password no matter what. But when you either start on the password, or when you come back to this place and talk to the king again after completing a dungeon that he tells you to go to, he will always give you 1 charge of white magic and 1 charge of black magic. So once I'm done in the lock dungeon, I can just come back to the castle and get my white and black magic charges. So he told us to go south of the castle. That's what we're going to do. There's a slime there. We're going to destroy it with our daggers, because that's what we have as our attack as a fighter. The lock dungeon is near. Head west to find Melba Village. Danger awaits. And once we go down the stairs, we're going to enter the dungeon. I am Judas. The king has sent me to tell you that Bullbeast is near and mad. And to the left of us, or rather to the west, was a glowing red sphere. That was an enemy generator, and it was creating all those slimes. You destroy the enemy generator, enemies don't keep popping up. Let's go down. And from here, let's go ahead and destroy all the enemies here. We got these little guys in the armor there. They're a little bit faster. We want to be careful against them. Also, we want to be careful when fighting enemies, because enemies can drop things from time to time, and you can destroy things just by hitting them with daggers a couple times, so be careful. So we just picked up 2 things. One is that blue bottle. That makes us glow red, and as long as we're glowing red, we will repel enemies. They will move away from us, and it makes them easier to hit. We also picked up a pair, or rather a blue winged boot. That blue winged boot increases our agility. Take care not to destroy items as you go through the dungeons, because everything that will help increase your stats is welcome. Let's go down these stairs. And we got some eyeball creatures. Some more eyeball creatures. Those stones can be destroyed. And, hey, a black magic charge. I'll take that. Now let's take care of these things from afar. Oh, no. Let's grab that boot and not destroy it. I am lucking out on these things. Also, these things, these rocks, you can destroy them. The rocks with the cracks in them. And I want to be careful here and not spend too much time near enemies, because if you spend too much time near the enemy generators, this blue fireball will pop out of an energy generator if there's too many enemies on screen, and it goes through walls and it basically wrecks your health. It will basically kill you at this point, and it will definitely destroy a lot of your hit points, take a lot of hit points away from you much later on in the game, a little later on in the game. Yeah, I'll keep it on status. And the axe increases your attacks, making them faster. So now we're done here. Let's quickly go down the stairs. More enemy generators. Don't want to get hit. White magic charge, I will take that. And I'll leave him alone and off-screen him so that way he doesn't do things. Yeah, if you move the enemies off the screen, they will disappear. And wow, I am lucking out on the random drops today. That's 4. There's a crown there. This will increase your intelligence, which of course will make your magic attacks better. And if you see the stones like these, you can just walk into them and push them. Let's do this. Get them out of the way. Alright. Now if we go down these stairs, we'll meet the Bull Beast. I am Bull Beast. Who dares to trespass in my dungeon? You fool! Prepare to die! And we want to get away from this guy and not be cornered. Because this guy will absolutely wreck us. And he can only attack in diagonal directions. Woo! I thought I was going to die there. Not going to lie. So we now have this gem. It goes between agility, or actually it goes between orange, blue, purple, and green. Orange gives you more agility. Blue gives you more attack. Purple gives you more strength, and green gives you more intelligence. I'm going to go ahead and add to my strength. So wait for it to turn purple. You pick it up, and you also increase your level every time you pick up a gem. You want to pick up these gems, these jewels, these things, whatever you want to call it, when you are the correct color to increase the stat that you want. And while leveling up, you not only get a little stronger, you also get more hit points too. And our password changes too. If you're afraid something will change your password, go ahead and get the password at any time before you're about to do something. Do the thing, and then see if the password changes. I can imagine having multiple passwords in this game on a piece of paper somewhere in case things don't go right, I would imagine. So anyway, now that we picked up that jewel that will increase our stats, we can now go up these stairs. So let's do that. And another set of stairs that we can go up. There we go. And there is a magic charge. I want to grab that. And I want to be careful grabbing all these things, grabbing the black and white magic charges, so that way I can grab them. There's a boot. Here is a set of rocks we can move out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and defeat more enemies, even though I don't need to, because they may drop something that I may like. You never know. Alright, now we just went down those stairs in the southeast corner. We're just going to go into a loop. Also, those rocks that we moved, they reset their position as soon as we off-screen them. Let's go back up. And now, Judas is out of the way. With a name like Judas, what do you expect out of a person? Yeah, I kind of expect Judas to be doing something we don't want him to do just because of the name. I can just kind of see it happening. Now, we could go down those stairs, but by going back up to the surface here, where we originally came in, we can go see the king again. Why do we want to see the king again? Well, oh, you did not find the ORA yet. Then go through to the west of Loch Dungan and enter Melba village. However, be careful. The terrible gutworm lives there. Before you go, here are some special magic that you will need to fight the enemy. And we got one white charge and one black charge. Excellent. So, we've got everything that we needed. Now, had we went to Melba village immediately, the villagers still would have told us what we needed to do, which is, of course, fight the gutworm. But by talking to the king and finding out from him, we got those magic charges, and I'm glad I got them. Let's go ahead and go to the tavern. Can you find the ORA Stone in a country so big? Our fate lies with your success. And had we taken damage, it would have all been healed as soon as we went in. If you come in here again, they tell you not to drink so much. I'm guessing this is the game's way of telling you, hey, I healed you, go away. And that tavern waitress was doing the moonwalk for some reason. That was something. But we have made a little bit of progress today, and I have done at least 20 minutes of footage. So there is that. We will be heading to Melba Village, but that will have to wait until the next video. Join me next time where we go to Melba Village and go down into the deep dungeons again to fight the Gutworm. So until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!